Warriors wake up, soldiers check in. What mission are we on today? Family, you know what it is. It's Mission Monday. And you know, on Mission Monday, we set the tone for a powerful and productive week. Family, just got through getting my warrior training in, getting my blood pumping and flowing, really in the midst of the day, engaging, right? So I wanted to spark, get some work in, get some blood flow to continue to spark my mind, my body, my spirit, continuing the mission and the pursuit to be in full alignment of pursuing the most powerful of my version of myself, mentally, physically, and spiritually, so everything can be in alignment. And it's a mission, it's a battle. But guess what? We got to keep on going. That's why I want to talk about it real quick. Because in my warrior training, I was thinking, listen to me. This is why it's critical for us to pursue the most powerful version of ourselves, mentally, physically, and spiritually, is because we want something, right? It's something that a lot of us express. A lot of us express a lot of times when we're in the midst of life and we're going through various circumstances and situations and aspects of life, you know, that are difficult, that are challenging, that are obstacles, that are hurdles. Listen, and oftentimes we just in the midst of all of the chaos and different things that happen with us, right? We a lot of times we look for something specific that we want to be in our lives, man. And I thought about that today as I was walking and running through the neighborhood, and I was just looking at nature, and I was engaging the trees and everything that was going on. And I said to myself, listen, when you're able to block out a lot of the distractions, you know, you find yourself in a state of peace, right? And that's one of the things that a lot of brothers and sisters, a lot of people I talk to, you know, that I engage with, that they want, you know, even, you know, as we are progressing, you know, into later stages of our lives, as you know, as quote unquote adults, you know, a lot of times we able to kind of disconnect from some of the things that we thought were valuable when we were teenagers, when we were young, when we were, you know, when we were younger, should I say, when we were in our 20s, and we had more value in what was going on, you know, in the streets, or what was going on in clubs and in social circles, you know, and we start to kind of put things into the proper context, or into context, should I say, and we start to value something more that allows us to kind of step away from a lot of the chaos, and we start to desire peace, right? We start to desire peace. We start to desire a state of mind that is peaceful, that is more calm, that allows us to step away from the chaos, that allows us to step away from the trials, the things that hinder us, that stress us, that, you know, the different pressures that happen in life. And when we're trying to take care of responsibilities and different obligations, right? We want to have time where we want to step into a state of peace, right? And I hear that more and more as, you know, as I'm in my growth journey, and as I am engaging people from a different perspective of life, I'm starting to recognize that more and more brothers and sisters, powerful brothers and sisters, and I love my brothers and sisters, and such as I love myself, we want to be in a state of peace, right? We want to have times where we don't have to worry about, you know, what's going on around us. We don't have to worry. And the key word is worry, right? We don't have to worry about what is happening with our children. We don't have to worry about what's happening with our family. We don't have to worry about, you know, what is going on and how we are going to make it day to day. We want a state of peace, mentally, physically, and spiritually, right? So in order to do that, and I was thinking about it real quick, I said, in order for us to do that, that makes it more critical that we pursue the most powerful version of ourselves, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Because if we cannot pursue the most powerful version of ourselves, mentally, physically, and spiritually, it becomes harder and harder to reach the desired state of peace. Why? Why is that important? Why is that critical for us as a people? Why is that critical for us as parents, as professionals, as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as, you know, community builders, as pipeline of power builders, as community stakeholders, as people that are just engaged in life? Why is that important for us to pursue the most powerful version of ourselves if we want to have a sense and state of peace that we can step away from a lot of the chaos? The reason why we must pursue the most powerful version of ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually is because the stronger we become mentally, physically, and spiritually, we are less easily disturbed by the external factors and stimulus that's coming in. I'm going to say that again. The reason why it's critical that we become more powerful and build more strength mentally, physically, and spiritually is because it becomes less likely that things on the outside, right? Different external influences, images, right? Different things that other people do, right? Our opinions of other people and people's opinions of ourselves, our context of fear of the unknown and things that we believe and think are, we think may happen to us if we step one direction, right? We become less likely to be disturbed, distracted, and disappointed by things that are external, by people that are external to us, right? By entities that are outside of the context of our community, right? People that we are connected to, because we are getting more stronger mentally, or we understand who we are. We understand how powerful and how equipped that we are, our ability to pursue our purpose, our ability to pursue our vision, right? Mentally, right? We'll start there, that we don't allow other people. We are less likely to allow other people, places, things, stimulus, influences, all of these messages and images to disturb our peace, because we have a full understanding mentally of how we are equipped, right? How we are constructed to pursue and overcome any challenge, any obstacle, right? Once we have a stronger confidence in ourselves, right, it becomes less likely that we allow things on the outside of us to disturb the peace that must come from the inside of us. And that's a critical aspect, is that the concept of peace must come from the inside. So once we build a strength on the inside, right, mentally, physically, and spiritually, the things on the outside are less likely to disturb that intrinsic peace. Right? So that's why in the midst of every day, we take time, we disconnect from the influences, right? And we engage in things that build our mind, the way we talk to ourselves, right? What we allow to come into our minds, what we read. We're reading about things that are connected to the vision, that are connected to purpose, that allow us to kind of put things into perspective so that we understand how to solve problems and not cause them, or not to exacerbate them. We become mentally strong. We start to build a compass, because we are tracking one victory after another, right? As opposed to tracking the losses and getting caught up in the losses, thus weakening our mind frame, right? Thus weakening us in understanding what we have the capacity to do, right? That in itself makes us stronger in maintaining a peace that's already in us, right? And us starting to be able to tap into that peace, because we're getting stronger mentally. We have a different mindset, and we understand we have put in barriers and boundaries that keep our mind protected from toxicity, from negativity, right? That's why we must become more powerful, the most powerful version of ourselves mentally, right? Physically, we got to get stronger. Why? Because when we are not stronger physically, we start to lose confidence in what we can do physically, right? And how we can engage physically, and the energy that it's going to take for us to take on the action, the effort, right? The sacrifice that it's going to take for us to pursue the vision that's inside of us, the purpose that is inside of us. It's going to take our bodies. It's going to take our physical energy that tracks from our mind into our bodies. It's going to take for us to have the stamina, the endurance, the ability to overcome time and space with our bodies in order for us to push forward past the obstacles that it takes to build and create and produce and to innovate. Listen to me, when you have a vision to build pipelines to power for those that we say we love, that's going to take work, right? And a lot of times we start to have a negative connotation of work, or we have a different connotation of work. I'm talking about purpose connected work. I'm talking about work that connects us to future generations, where future generations can see us as historical heroes. That's the type of work I'm talking about. I ain't talking about going to work where somebody else is telling us how we must do things and is disconnected from our future generations. I'm talking about work that is connected to future generations, where future generations are going to look back on us and say, thank you. I appreciate, I am grateful for the work that you put in. I am grateful for the sacrifice that you made. That's the type of work I'm talking about. But in order for us to be able to maximize that work that is connected to our vision for impact, right, to make the biggest impact on our families, communities, and future generations, it's going to take us to be strongest that we must be physically. I'm talking about, our endurance, right? The way we treat our bodies, what we put into our bodies, what we eat, what we drink, how we move our bodies, the way we exercise, our nutrition, the way we move, our consistency of motion, the way that we treat our joints, our ligaments, the way that we maximize our ability to be active on a consistent basis, how we sleep, how much we rest, right? How we recover, right? Our understanding of saying no or sacrificing no matter what somebody else tries to influence us to do, when we understand that our mind, our body is connected to something that's greater than ourselves, that extends into the future, to future generations that will be in position to benefit from what we are doing now, we understand that we must maximize our mind and body. Listen to me. This is critical. And in doing all of those things, right, it opens ourselves up to understanding that our spirit must be, I'm talking about what's inside of us must be strong, right? What we allow in us, right, feeds into a spirit, right? And understanding of, guess what? We understand that no matter what happens outside of us, we have the ability, we have a will that goes beyond. We have something greater than us. We have a greater power, right? A higher being, right? The Most High, a creator that says, listen to me, we have been equipped to overcome. We have been equipped to build, create, innovate, produce, right? Develop anything that's necessary for us to reach our full power and potential. And I'm talking about us as a collective, as a collaborative of people, right? We have the ability to do so because we've been created to do so, right? So in that alignment of mind, body, and spirit, when we have that type of power and we're pursuing the most powerful version of ourselves, our ability to tap into what we call peace is more likely, because we will not allow, right, things from the outside or people from the outside or influences, images, right, inputs to disturb what's already in us. And that's our peace, right? So we desire peace. Listen to me. If you desire peace, you got to pursue the most powerful version of yourself, mentally, physically, and spiritually, so that emotionally you are strong enough, right, to be able to dismiss and disconnect from negativity and toxicity, so that your peace won't be disturbed. Because as soon as we entertain negativity, as soon as we entertain toxicity, as soon as we entertain something that jeopardizes our ability to grow, or our ability to powerfully impact the people that we say I love, our children, our youth, right, those that are looking up to us, those that need us to be pipeline of power builders, it immediately would disturb our peace, because our peace is connected to our purpose, right? And a lot of times we don't understand that. We think peace is just about being quiet for a moment. Listen, so I'm talking about peace that is connected to purpose, which means that your greatest peace is going to become when we are operating in our purpose. Our greatest level of peace will come when we are operating in our purpose, and we have built a perspective of our purpose as the source of our peace, because our purpose is connected to a higher power. Our purpose is connected to our creator. Listen to me. As we get into understanding ourselves more and more, and we're pursuing the most powerful version of ourselves, because that's critical, we understand that that peace we desire is dependent upon our ability to get stronger every day. Listen to me. Wake up, get up, go get it. Even if we at work right now, even if you are in the midst of an environment that's not conducive to your peace. Listen to me. Identify your peace internally, right? Breathe, right? Take breaths. I've learned in my journey, and I'm talking about me in my journey, even in the midst of chaos, in the midst of people that don't understand their own purpose, they don't understand their own vision, and not pursuing it with clarity, right? Even in the midst of engaging or being connected to them, I have learned to step inside of my own peace, my own purpose, right? Take a breath, right? Deep breathing. And in the breathing, I identify who I am. I identify who I'm connected to, right? I identify everything inside of me that's necessary for me to pursue the vision that I've been, equipped with, that I've been purposed with, right? No matter what the external forces are, because it's inside of me, right? So today, family, we want that peace, right? You want peace. We want to be outside of the context of the negativity. Right, you tired of it, right? We might have been dealing with this since we was kids, right? Teenagers, you always been involved in some drama, some mess. But as you are maturing, and it's a sign of maturity, so it's a celebration for maturity, right? In your maturity, in our maturity, we're identifying that peace is going to be more valuable than the drama, right? The peace is more valuable than being popular. Right, the peace is more valuable than the status of she the baddest one, right? Or he the tough. Listen to me. When we identify that peace is more valuable, the pursuit for the most powerful version of ourselves to be mentally, physically, and spiritually, that becomes a valuable part of our day. That becomes a valuable part of how we manage and allocate our time. So today, family, as I wrap this up, right? Prioritize the pursuit for the most powerful version of ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Set up a schedule that supports that so that peace can become a part of who we are consistently, right? And we don't allow anything, we stop allowing things to disturb that peace that's in us because we are becoming the most powerful version of ourselves. Let's go get it today. We warriors and we must build. But in building that, we must build us so that we can be the pipeline of power builders that raises, cultivates, and protects the opportunity for our children, our families, our communities, and future generations to reach their full power and potential. We will build. We will become. We must. Let's go get it today. Zao.